welcome to the News on Map India series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be covering topics which are important from General Studies Paper 1, that is Geography Map section. So let us begin with today's session. So the first question talks about, with reference to the Moran community, consider the following statements. Moran community, there are three statements given. Let us read out these statements first. It is recognized as an indigenous tribe of Assam. Second, the Morans follow Neo-Vaishnavism and belong to the Maumoriya sect. Third is, the Moran community has been granted permanent residence certificates by the Assam government for members living in Arunachal Pradesh. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? It is asking about the incorrect statements. Codes are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, none of the above. So let us see this news. So it was in, the Moran community was in news because the Assam government has offered the PRC, that is the permanent residence certificates. So permanent residence certificate are basically a certificate which is given to the people of Assam that they are the permanent residents of this state. So Assam to offer PRCs to Moran community living in Arunachal Pradesh. So Moran community is a community which is basically found in Assam, but a small population of it also lives in the Arunachal Pradesh. So the population of Moran community which is living in the Arunachal Pradesh will be given the PRCs in Assam by the Assam government. And then the religion which they follow is Vaishnavism. So they are, you can say the religion is Vaishnavism which they follow, and it was basically Shri Anuruddha Dev, a disciple of Shri Shankara Dev, who introduced them to Neo-Vaishnavism in Assam. So it is recognized as an indigenous tribe of Assam, that is correct, Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Then the Morans follow Neo-Vaishnavism, yes, we just saw it, and belong to the Maumoriya sect, that is also correct, and it is a fact, so you need to remember this one. Then the Moran community has been granted permanent residence certificates by the Assam government for members living in Arunachal Pradesh, and this was the reason why the Moran community was in news. So question is asking about the not correct statements, and all three are correct. It means the correct answer would be option D, that is none of the above. Moving on to the next question. Regarding the Ramadevra Beta Vulture Sanctuary. Ramadevra Beta Vulture Sanctuary, consider the following statements. There are two statements given. So the first statement is that it is India's first and only. There are two very important words given, first and only. Be very, very clear with regard to these words. It is India's first and only vulture sanctuary established in 2012 to safeguard endangered vulture species. It is recognized for being home to all 9 vulture species found in India. So if you will focus on the two statements, then both the statements contains words which are very, very extreme in nature. The first statement contain words like first and only, while the second statement contain words like all. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So let us talk about it. So first of all, let us see the Ramadevra Beta Vulture Sanctuary. So if we will talk about the Ramadevra Beta Vulture Sanctuary, then it is situated in the state of Karnataka, and then this is the location of the Ramadevra Beta Vulture Sanctuary. So the Beta Vulture Sanctuary is situated in the state of Karnataka, and it is India's first and only vulture sanctuary which has been established in the year 2012 and has been notified as the eco-sensitive zone in the year 2017, and this was with regard to safeguarding the endangered vulture species. So it is with regard to the conservation of the vulture species. Then the sanctuary is home to 3 of the 9 vulture species. So it is not home to all 9 vulture species. It is home to, out of 9, 3 vulture species. Now let us talk about the vulture species, the 3 vulture species which are found in the wildlife sanctuary, and also with regard to other vulture species. So first and foremost is the white-backed vulture, which is found in the vulture century also, and it is critically endangered in nature. Then comes the second, which is the long-billed vulture, critically endangered, and then comes the Egyptian vulture, which is also endangered in nature. So two are critically endangered, one is endangered. So these out of the 9, these are the 3 species which are found in the vulture century or the wildlife century that we just discussed. While all 9 if we talk about, then the out of these 9, 3 are near threatened, so that is fine. 1 is least concerned, but the concerning part is that in total there are 4 vulture species which are critically endangered in nature, and Egyptian vulture is endangered in nature. So the question was, it is India's first and only vulture sanctuary. Yes. Established in 2012. Yes. To safeguard endangered vulture species. Correct. It is recognized for being home to all 9 vulture species found in India. No. 3 vulture species out of 9. So second is wrong. First is correct. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? It means 1 only. So the correct answer becomes option A. Next question. The Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary. The Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which of the following state? So that is Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Maharashtra or Rajasthan. Let us see this. Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary. So if we will talk about the Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, then look at this map. So which state map is this? I think this you should be able to say very easily. This is the state of Maharashtra. And if we talk about the Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary, then this is the location of the Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary at the side of southern Maharashtra. So the Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary is situated in the Sangli district of Maharashtra, and it hosts both sambars and cheetahs, and sambars are more in number as compared to the cheetahs. So sambar and cheetahs, the number of sambars are more as compared to the number of cheetahs, and making it one of the most densely populated deer sanctuaries all over the India, and then especially among the man-made wildlife reserves. So the deer population is very, very high and also densely populated. So the Sagareshwar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which of the following states? Correct answer becomes option C, that is Maharashtra. Now coming on to the next question. Consider the following statements about Kukrail Night Safari and Adventure Park, that is Kukrail, Kukrail, Night Safari and Adventure Park. There are 2 statements given. First, it will be India's first night safari located in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and the second statement talks about the project is inspired by the Singapore Night Safari and aims to boost tourism, wildlife conservation and ecotourism in the region. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? Is or are correct? Then the codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Let us see this. So if we will talk about the night safari, then Uttar Pradesh government to build India's first night safari in Lucknow. So the first night safari will be built in Lucknow, and so the statement 1 becomes correct, that this will be the first night safari. So basically it will be India's first night safari. Yes. Located in Lucknow. Yes. Uttar Pradesh. Yes. So this becomes correct. And the project is inspired from the Singapore Night Safari. That is also correct. And whenever the night safaris or the adventure parks, so these are basically the spots in our city which attracts a lot of people, and when the attraction of people is at one place, it means that the tourism will also increase. So this gives a boost to the tourism and the adventure parks, and also the parents, the full family can come and visit these places. So it becomes a good point of boosting tourism, wildlife conservation and also ecotourism in the region. So the second statement also becomes correct. It means both are correct. So which one is the correct answer? So option C becomes correct answer, that is both 1 and 2. Next, regarding Asia's largest tulip garden. Asia's largest tulip garden. Consider the following statements, and there are 3 statements given. First, it is nestled at the foothills of the Zabarwan mountain range in Srinagar. It was inaugurated in the year 2007, and tulips are traditionally associated with Turkey and Netherlands. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or all of the above? Let us see this. So if we will talk about the Asia's largest, it means largest in whole of Asia. So Asia's largest tulip garden in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar. So the location is Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir, set for grand opening. So Asia's largest tulip garden, Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar. Now, this tulip garden is nestled at the foothills of the Zabarwan mountain range. Now this is a fact that you need to remember, because this becomes difficult for you to recognize in map. So this is a fact that you need to remember. And then the garden has earned a remarkable distinction as the largest tulip garden in Asia, and this has also been mentioned in the World Book of Records in London, and it was inaugurated during the time of 2007, and then since then it has been a major tourist attraction for the state of, or you can say as of earlier the state and now the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. So it is nestled at the foothills of the Zabarwan mountain range, Srinagar. Correct. It was inaugurated in the year 2007. Yes, absolute fact that you need to know. Then tulips are traditionally associated with Turkey and Netherlands. This is also correct. Basically, whenever we talk about the history of tulips, then the country Turkey and Netherlands comes into the picture. Now, which of the statements given above is or are correct? First is correct, second is correct, third is correct. It means all are correct. So the correct answer becomes option D, that is all of the above. Next, Naini Lake, which is also known as Nainital Lake, was in news due to drop in water level, is situated in which of the following states of India? I think easy one. Telangana, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand or Gujarat. So if we talk about the Nainital Lake, or the name on the basis of which Nainital has been placed is the Naini Lake. So it is the Naini Lake through which Nainital has got its name. And if we talk about the Naini Lake, so the Naini Lake, the shape of the Naini Lake is the lunar shape, or you can say the crescent shape. So it is basically something like this. And on this lake, the city is situated. And then if we talk about the map of Uttarakhand, this is the map of Uttarakhand, and on the southeastern side is where you will find the district of Nainital. So this is the Nainital district map, and this is the Nainital Lake, which is crescent shape, or you can say the lunar shape. So the Naini Lake is situated in the state of Uttarakhand. This was an easy one. So you should be able to very easily solve. So Nainital Lake is a lunar shaped freshwater lake. So it is freshwater in nature. It is a freshwater lake and was formed due to tectonic movements located in the Kumaon region in Uttarakhand. And now in the end, a practice question. So the question reads regarding Kongu Highlands. Kongu, Kongu Highlands. Consider the following statements. There are 3 statements given. First, the Kongu Nadu is a fertile region of eastern Tamil Nadu. Second, it stretches from the northern slopes of the Palani Hills to the borders of Karnataka near Mysore. Third, in ancient Tamilakam, it was the seat of the Cheras. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? Be very clear with this, that the question is asking about the not correct statements. Codes are 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, or none of the above. And like I always say, give me the answer in the comment section. So you need to go see the map, look at the location, pick up the atlas, and then give me the answer in the comment section. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.